iOS 27 Beta 4 is out. Here's what's new. Volvo adds Apple Music to more than 2 million cars with up to 3 months free. iPhone 18 Pro's new A20 chip rumored to bring 2 major upgrades. Apple Music and iOS 27, 5 new features coming to your iPhone. And WhatsApp rolling out Liquid Grass revamp to the Mac app. That's what we could talk about in today's video. So this week, Apple released iOS 27 Beta 4, and honestly, just in general, there's not many new features and changes. First, we do come to the Siri app as a new splash screen, as you can see from right here. It's a new splash screen when invoking Siri from the dynamic island or swiping them from on the home screen. So just when speaking to Siri or holding down from the dynamic island, it'll show up. We also do have that this beta does fix the depth effect in beta 3 that was introduced. It was from where last, so I couldn't find a picture. If I did find a picture, it will be on the screen right now. But it was like honestly a really nice depth effect when you like pull down from the lock screen and show that. I really did like it, but unfortunately it was a bug and Apple did fix it. We also do have that Siri has 2 enhanced voices with pace and expressivity working. 5 legacy voices still show pace and expressivity sliders as coming soon, so now you can adjust the pace and expressivity. Also by changing like the accent for whatever language you use. For example, if you use English, it will show Australian, British, and American, so you can adjust that. That is only available on the iPhone 16 Pro and the iPhone Air, so yeah, you can only use iPhone 17 Pro and also the iPhone Air, so you can only use it on that. We also do have that the control center now supports a new adaptive mode slider for AirPods Pro, so now it's just the new liquid glass design, and that's everything new in iOS 27 Beta 4. We did see there's nothing much new, but we could be expecting something else new in the next beta, which the next beta will be coming up probably in a few weeks from now. So we're recording this, it's July 23rd. So I personally think it was still going to be in a 2-week cycle, so I think the next beta should be coming on August 3rd. So this was the last beta in July possibly. So I think by now we should see the next beta on August 3rd, and then after that I think we should be seeing a weekly schedule. So then maybe August 10th we'll see a beta, or you know what, maybe now I think about it, maybe August 3rd we'll be seeing a beta, and August 17th we'll see the next beta, which should be like probably beta 6. And on August 17th we'll probably still be on the 2-week schedule. I think on maybe the 31st we'll see another beta, and then on the 14th, maybe on the 31st we'll see a beta, right? On probably like a beta. And on the 7th, we'll probably see, like, I personally think we'll see the RC while the Apple iPhone Fold event happens. That's probably like in a few weeks from now. They'll usually send out the invites, and Apple does show like, okay, here we have the iPhone event coming out. So I will be making a video as soon as they announce the iPhone event. I will be making a video. So yeah, stay tuned for that. And then after that, we'll be seeing the iPhone event, which I'm thinking of doing a live stream. I can't wait for that. It's gonna be really good. So we'll be seeing the iPhone event, and then after that, on the 14th, we should be seeing the final release of iOS 27, which will be coming out to everyone in the public. Such a good update. You should definitely update. It's gonna be a really good update. So then after that, we usually see after iOS 27, we usually see like a lot of 0.1, 0.2, and 0.3. So used to fix those betas, and then after that, probably the same week that iOS 27 comes out, we'll be seeing iOS 27.1 beta 1. So we have new features on that, and then that will be going all along September, and probably the end of October we'll be seeing the final release of iOS 27.1. So yeah, honestly, that's everything we can expect for the coming months. Now let's talk about this week's Apple news. So first we have that Volvo adds Apple Music to more than 2 million cars with up to 3 months free. So if you do buy a Volvo, you have now 2 months, you have 3 months free of Apple Music. So also really nice. So we do have that as spotted from Exam from Mac Magazine. Volvo has announced that over the air update that will add Apple Music information system to several models. So according to the press release from 905 Mac, the software update is coming to the Volvo EX90, ES90, XZ90, S90, V90, XZ60, S60, V60, XC40, XE40, and EC40, the model year 2020 and onwards. So basically, if you have any car from the 2020 and onwards that is a Volvo car, you can just download this new over-the-air update and you'll be getting Apple Music. And the nice thing is that to celebrate this, eligible Volvo customers will be getting a new Apple Music. They get 3 months free, while returning customers that may have been away for at least 1 month or 2 can get 2 months free. So that's really nice. And in addition to Apple Music, you'll also be on the EX60, EX90, and the ES90. ES90, yeah, we'll be supporting special audio with Dolby Atmos equipped with optical browsers and Wicked sound system. And yeah, so basically if you have one of those cars, the EX90, EX60, and the ES90, you'll be getting special audio with Dolby Atmos. So yeah, basically if you have a 2022 car later, you'll be getting 3 months free of Apple Music, and if you have those 3 cars I mentioned, you'll be getting special audio with Dolby Atmos. We also do have the iPhone 18 Pro's new A20 chip rumored to bring 2 new major upgrades. So the first 2 new major upgrades was that we'll be having a new A20 Pro chip with the first 2nm iPhone chips. So right now, I think they have 3nm, so we'll be switching to 2nm processors. So faster, like better and smaller chip footprint. And also we do have that they will switch to a wafer label multi-chip model, will bring even more gains, so more performance gains, stuff like that. So this is probably just to run the better Siri AI features. As we know, only on the newer iPhones like the 17 Pro and the iPhone Neo, we only do have right now the pace and expressivity and stuff like that. So that's the only features that are currently exclusive to iPhone 17s. or the newer iPhones. But I think with this, we'll probably see newer and more faster AI features, but like probably better for like future models and stuff like that as Apple Intelligence improves. But yeah, honestly, that's really nice, and this is gonna make the iPhone 18 a very, very, very powerful iPhone. In iOS 27, there's 5 new features in Apple Music coming to your iPhone. So first, we do have that new landscape mode. One of my favorites, I take a screenshot here because I am running iOS 27, and honestly, really nice. You just like turn around and you see the album art because you have the lyrics, the AirPlay, and we also have like the upcoming queue. And if the song does support lyrics, it will show up right there. So really nice if you want to play in the car or while standby mode, which really like this new landscape mode. We also do have auto mix improvements. So auto mix did debut on iOS 26, but Apple is upgrading and expanding it this year and more. So basically, auto mix is like when you, instead of using crossplay, which crossplay basically just like fades both songs. For example, one song and another song, they faded both together. Auto mix kind of looks like smartly fades it in between like the beat from the older song and the beat from the newer song. So it's also really nice. I did use it when I did have Apple Music. Really nice features. Gotta have new improvements and upgraded this year. We also have new design for the artist pages. So as you can see from here, from Olivia Rodrigo and Drake, we have this new like redesigned like thing. We have like this full screen picture. It says in the middle just like big play button, just to click play the artist, and you have information there, information about the artist, and obviously you can favorite the artist if you want to. But yeah, it's also really nice. You can show the picture and also the name of the artist, which is really nice from older versions of iPhone 6. We have also new friends playlists, so you can make like kind of like collaborative playlists in Spotify. So in Spotify, you can like collaborate playlists with other people. Same thing here in Friends. I'm assuming you can just send a link on iMessage or WhatsApp, and you can have a nice friends playlist, which is really nice. And last but not least, we have extra large widgets. So we have an extra large widgets for recently played recommendations and top charts. And basically these extra large widgets take up the entire home screen, as you can see from the screenshot. And really nice, honestly. The Apple Music does have this, and yeah, you can have it for now recently played recommendations and top charts. So those are all new 5 new features coming in Apple Music, and personal favorite one is the new landscape mode. That's a really nice feature. We also have news that WhatsApp is rolling out the Liquid Glass revamp to its Mac app. So as we all know right now, WhatsApp on iOS and iPadOS and watchOS does have like this really nice like a liquid glass design. It has like a little liquid glass tab, liquid glass like literally the chats I'm gonna show you there. I'm gonna try to blur out the majority because it shows content information there, but it just shows liquid glass, which I really love liquid glass. It looks really beautiful, and it even adapts in iOS 27. It even adapts on how clear or tinted you put the liquid glass. So really nice. But apparently right now it is coming to the WhatsApp app. So I do have the WhatsApp app on my MacBook, and currently it's still the flat design, as you can see from my screenshots here. It's still currently the flat design, so it should be turning into the new like liquid glass design, which I'm really good. I love the new liquid glass design. It's gonna look the same as that. I'm wondering if they're gonna adapt it, but we still don't know when it's gonna come out. But it's currently being rolled out across all Macs. So yeah, I'll say it should be coming out in coming weeks or coming days, or maybe out by the time you're watching this video. We also have news that the iOS 27 Beta 4 mentions new iPhone model in the code with a multi-battery feature. So basically in the code of iOS 27, it mentions an iPhone with 2 batteries, which basically hinting us at the iPhone Fold coming possibly out this September. So obviously most iPhones these days, or I think all iPhones these days, have only 1 battery. So it is mentioning having multi-batteries or like multi-battery feature. We could be wrong also, because it may also be like an iPhone, for example, it could probably be like the iPhone 18 Pro with 2 batteries. I highly doubt that, because like why would you need 2 batteries? It makes more sense that it will be a foldable, because like a foldable, when you fold it out, right, it obviously needs a battery here and a battery there, right? So connect them, because you can't. It needs like a big battery to actually have a decent battery life. So maybe that. So I personally do think it's definitely the Fold. It's definitely hinting us at the Fold, which it's gonna be really fun, really nice. We have so many leaks that the Fold will be coming out this year, and this basically confirms that the iPhone Fold will be coming out this year. It's gonna be one of the best hot-selling iPhones. But right now, it's gonna be kind of like in the iPhone X. Like actually, the iPhone X did come out almost 10 years ago, so it's gonna be really nice. And yeah, I'm really excited for the iPhone Fold, and this basically just confirms the iPhone Fold coming out this September. We also have news that the new iPad Mini coming soon with these 3 new major changes. First, we'll be having Touch ID, which is also a really nice improvement. Right now, only some iPads do have Face ID, some don't. So honestly, Face ID is really nice, gets the job done. It's really nice for iPhones because the reason they use Face ID is because you have the bigger screen and you can't put that button in. Obviously, they could do an under display Touch ID, but Apple still doesn't have that technology. But with this, we'll be seeing a new Touch ID on the button with the iPad. As we all know, the iPad's really big, and you have like a little top button, like the lock button on the top. So basically, you just click on it and then done. You have Touch ID. So I can't wait for that. It's gonna be a really nice feature. People did say that we're gonna have that on the Apple Watch, but we didn't get, as we can see here from Apple Watch SE3. So Honestly, Touch ID is gonna be really nice on the iPhone. I think most iPhones these days don't even have Touch ID. Only the MacBooks have Touch ID, but yeah, it's a different story. But still, it's gonna be really nice. We also do have the new OLED display. So apparently, all the iPad minis right now do have an LCD display, which, damn, it's really old. The iPhone SE2 had an LCD display. Most iPhones, like the iPhone 12 and newer, have OLED. So yeah, it's time for a refresh. OLED's a really nice, better blacks, deeper blacks, better in-screen. It does reduce, I think, wear-in with iPhones, and yeah, honestly, I love OLED. It's really nice, has really nice deep blacks, so really nice. We also do have a new chip, so apparently this chip should support Apple Intelligence. It will likely feature the A18 Pro or the A20 chip, so these chips are likely to support the higher intelligence models for like Siri AI and stuff like that. Right now, it currently doesn't support it, which it's currently supporting the i17 Pro chip. I think it does support it, but it will be having a new upgrade chip for more powerful. People mostly use the iPads for just editing and stuff like that. And we also have better water resistance, because we're having a redesigned casting for better water resistance. We have a new speaker technology. The iPod 8 Mini 8 might also feature Apple's first device with a new vibration-based speaker system. That's really nice. So a new vibration-based speaker system. And the iPad Mini release date is expected to come as early as this October. So yeah, a month after the iPhone event, we'll probably see like a little, probably like a Halloween event or something like that. And yeah, it's gonna be really nice. So yeah, those are all the features on the iPad Mini. And it's finally going to be getting an OLED display and a Touch ID, which is going to be really nice quality of life improvement. As the World Cup ended, we also do have the Apple Sports app expands soccer features, and here's what's new. So as we all know, the World Cup 26 is over, sadly. I loved it. It was really nice. But we have new leagues coming in the Apple Sports. We have the Belgian Pro League, the Danish Super League, the Dutch Eredivisie, the Japanese J1 League, the Polish Ekstraklasa, I'm sorry if I pronounced it wrong there, the Scottish Premiership, and the Swiss Super League. So you have followed any of those leagues in the you can follow them. And honestly, it's just really nice. You can now have them. So now basically all of these sports leagues are supported even when you go in the Apple Sports app. There's like a dedication section called soccer or football, and when you click on it, it shows a lot of sports leagues. So yeah, you can follow these leagues. So if you follow any of these leagues, you can now follow them on the Apple Sports app. In my personal opinion, the Apple Sports app is one of the best designed. And also, it just gets the job done. It just doesn't show you too much news. That's one of the kind of disadvantages there, but it just gets the job done, shows you the score, shows your standings, and sometimes even betting odds. But yeah, it gets the job done. It's also really good, nice Apple Sports. We also have some terrible news that Amazon just broke one of Apple's best recent features, basically in like newer versions of Amazon. Basically, Amazon is removing product details from emails, making Apple Wallet order tracking mostly useless. So basically how order tracking right now works is that basically you get an email, right? And then the email shows your order details, basically, okay, what it is, how much it costs, where is it coming, the carrier, USPS, and then how much it costs, and then the order number, right? So then Apple Intelligence on the iPhones takes that and then goes to the wallet app and makes like a little section called orders, and it shows you like the progress. It shows you, okay, it's arriving Tuesday and stuff like that, right? For example, as you can see from my screenshots right here, I did order a Germany 2026 jersey. So as you can see, I did get an email from Adidas, and it's showing you right there everything like, okay, when it's coming, it's arriving Tuesday and stuff like that, right? So it's honestly basically, it's actually a really nice free feature. I really love that feature. But apparently Amazon is removing this and making you use their app, which, oh my god, basically, let's say you order something on the Amazon web and you want to track it. You can track it. You basically have to get the app in order to track it. You can also track it based on the carrier. Like for example, USPS has the Dercade website to track it. Also the same thing for UPS and probably FedEx and DHL and all the other ones. But yeah, basically this sucks for Amazon. I really do love the Apple Wallet feature. It's a really nice feature. But yeah, apparently Amazon is removing these product details, so now you have to use the Amazon app if you want to track your orders. Is Apple One worth it after the recent price hikes? Let's check it out. So first we have, in the Apple One subscription, we have Apple Music, one of the best ones out of these all. Apple Music has literally unlimited music, no ads, any music you want to listen to it, it's right there. So honestly, I really love Apple Music. It even gives like Apple Music Replay. The lyrics are beautifully designed. You get spatial audio. I love Apple Music. Really good, really nice. Then we have Apple TV. So if you watch shows like Ted Lasso and stuff like that on Apple TV, they're there. Also, they have really good shows. You also do have the MLS and Friday Night Baseball. So you have some sports there, but it's honestly really good subscription on Apple TV. If you like the shows there, it's a really good subscription. Then we have Apple Arcade, which basically is games that don't have ads. Which nice, okay. Really these days games have a lot of ads, but it's not worth it. Kind of not worth it. Just like pay the game you want. Not worth just like you can just get the paid version of the game. If you really don't want ads, just get the paid version, but not worth it. Then we have the two, no offense for the people who use it, but the two useless ones, in my opinion. We have Apple News, which is basically just like when you're going to the news app and you want to see some certain articles, you have to like unlock it with Apple News Plus, which, Okay, well, I guess that's the only benefit you get from Apple News, but that's it. And then we have Apple Fitness Plus, which basically you get free videos for like fitness and stuff like that. So if you're really into fitness, you can like get Apple Fitness. And then my personal favorite of all these is iCloud, which basically you get free cloud, not free cloud storage, but paid cloud storage. You can pay, for example, okay, if you pay this much money, you get 50 gigabytes. You pay this much, you get two terabytes, like stuff like that. So also one of my favorite ones because you can upload photos and everything syncs on all devices whether you use iCloud. So really nice. And yeah, honestly, my personal favorites are probably Apple Music and iCloud, and I think it's not worth it. Honestly, it's not probably worth it. Right now, Apple Music does cost $11.99 per month. Apple TV costs $12.99 per month. Apple Fitness costs $9.99 per month. Apple Arcade costs $6.99 per month. Apple News Plus costs $12.99 per month, and iCloud costs it's 99 cents per month for 50 gigabytes, $2.99 per month for 200 gigabytes, and $9.99 per month for 2 terabytes. Honestly, really nice. That's actually a really good deal. So my personal opinion, the best ones here are probably Apple Music and iCloud. That's the ones I would use. But if you use Apple News, Fitness, and all these services, it's a really good deal. But yeah, so I think it's like right now $17 a month to get all this. So if you really want it, just get it. It's honestly, it's not that worth it. If you use all of these subscriptions, it's worth it. But if you only use two or three, get the individual subscriptions. That's my personal opinion. Speaking of iCloud Plus subscriptions are risen in several countries from Apple. So first we have that in Egypt. As you can see, I'm not gonna read them. For 50 gigabytes is this much, 200 gigabytes is this much, 2 terabytes is this much, and 6 terabytes is this much, and 12 terabytes is that much. So you're gonna see screenshots from multiple countries. Here's Nigeria, Turkey, and Indonesia, and here's Japan as well, New Zealand. You can pause the video or you can pause or go back to the video. And we have Philippines, Vietnam, and yeah, that's basically it. And then for iCloud, we do have the USD here. So iCloud, here it is, Republic of Congo, Laos, and yeah. So basically, you can pause the video and go back there if you want to see them. But that iCloud subscriptions are up. I don't know how to say that kind of currency. I'm sorry. So yeah, if you want to see it, just go back there and yeah, you can see your country. But I don't think the US would raise any countries. So that's everything we saw from this week. We did see the release of iOS 27 Beta 4, which has very few features and changes. Volvo does add Apple Music to more than 2 million cars with up to 3 months free, so a really nice feature. iPhone 18 Pro's new A20 chip rumored to bring 2 new major features to support AI features. 5 new features coming in Apple Music for iOS 27, and WhatsApp rolling the Liquid Glass revamp in its Mac app. Thanks for watching. See you next time.